Hi everyone, this is Ken Walker. I want to welcome all of you for you to come and join me in some enjoyment that we're going to be having in the Gospel of John. They're called fireside chats. I just want to have a little chat with you concerning some cases in the book of John. From today, we'll begin with chapter 2, which is kind of a sign showing us what's to follow. Anyway, I hope you would join me and you'd get the same enjoyment I have out of these portions of the Word. In this one, chapter 2, this is the beginning of signs. It says that in John chapter 2:11. This beginning of signs Jesus performed in Cana of Galilee. And this is chapter 2. Chapter 3 through 11, you have some cases from Nicodemus in chapter 3 to Lazarus in chapter 11. And it's very significant. It's very significant. Well, here comes Jesus. He's coming it says on the third day. He's coming, third day signifies resurrection. He's coming on the third day to Cana of Galilee. Cana means weak and fragile. And, the Lord Jesus in Matthew 12, he even said, a bruised reed I will not break. He just doesn't break a bruised reed. Well, we're all Cana. We're all the bruised reeds. We're weak and fragile. And he's coming to Galilee. This is a despised region. So they're weak, they're fragile. It's a despised area. This is the whole world. This is all of mankind. Anyway, here the Lord comes in resurrection, and he's coming to a wedding. And he comes to the wedding, and there's something happens that's not supposed to happen, because it says the wine ran out. Well, what does wine signify? Wine signifies the enjoyment of human life. And he's coming to a marriage. And the marriage is a sign of, that's the continuation of life. Without marriage, life ends. It doesn't continue. So there's a marriage, and it's a feast. There's wine there. There's a lot of enjoyment. But something happened. The wine ran out. Well, this signifies something to us. The Lord spoke this for a particular purpose, to let man know, listen, the wine of this human life runs out. And actually, all our enjoyment ends. There's an end to it all. Even our life, we're weak and fragile. It has an ending. So the Lord comes to turn all of our death into life. And I just might say, this life meets all of man's needs. And you'll see this in all the cases that will follow. He changes our death into life. And in this situation, he had them fill the water pots, 6 stone water pots. What does that mean? Well, that's when man was made, on the 6th day. It signifies man. And it's 6 stone water pots, signifying that we're vessels. We're vessels to be filled with something. Well, he changed water into wine. Well, what does this signify? Well, water in this portion signifies death. He allows us to be filled with death. Even Nicodemus was a man who had a serpentine nature, and you'll see it in the next fireside chat. But even that, he needed to change that death, that serpentine nature, into life. He needed to be born again. And it goes all the way to Lazarus. He was dead. He needed to have his death changed into life. Well, the water signifies just the human life is just fallen. It's possible for this vessel just to be filled with death. I just would say, as far as an experience in my own life, when I was in college, the water of this world filled me to the brim. And the Lord allowed it for some time, little by little. The water of this world and the enjoyment of this world just filled me to the brim. And it just was really an example of this picture here. It was just filled with death. The more I tried to fill myself with the enjoyment of this world, the deader I became. And the Lord got me. At the end, the water pot was filled. He came with his word, and he changed my death into life. He met my need. My need was I needed life. I needed an enjoyment, a fresh enjoyment, because the water of this world does not satisfy. But he comes and he changes that death water into wine. That's what he did at this feast. He changed my water into wine. And, the Christian life is a feasting life. And this is what happened at this marriage. This marriage, which was a celebration, but the wine ran out. So it is all ending. But when the Lord changed the water into wine, that brings in a whole new celebration. But it's not just any kind of water. It's water that's turned to wine, which signifies the divine life, the life of God. This is what the Lord Jesus is providing. He brings us new wine, something that just is so exciting. The Christian life is an exciting life because we have the exciting, inciting new wine of the Lord Jesus. He fills our vessels day by day. He continues to fill our vessel even to this very day. From the time I was in college, I experienced this wine, and I've been enjoying this wine to this very day, and I'll enjoy this new wine into eternity, because this wine is the Lord Jesus himself as the divine life to meet my need and all of man's need from death to life. We're all just water pots filled with death. So we need new wine. Anyway, this is what the Lord did in John chapter 2. And this is the principle set forth at the beginning of all these cases. That all the cases that are to follow, they're signs of him changing death into life, water into wine. May we all enjoy this life. Enjoy this new wine. Okay? Grace to you. We'll see you at the next time. Bye.